Welcome back for another video. In today's video I'll be running through the Gameweek30 Team Selection, the transfer plans and thoughts heading into this game week. If you missed the Gameweek30 Who to Buy video or the double Gameweek 31 and 33 video, make sure you give those a watch too, the links will be on screen at the end. A quick thank you to the newest YouTube members, Bader, Hammers, Bruno, Strangerman, Pranesh, Brandon and Cinder. If you'd like to support me by becoming a patron or a YouTube member, the perks are the same, which includes early access to videos and a private channel on the Discord where I give team feedback. Links are in the description to both. Before we jump in, today's video has been kindly sponsored by Spitch, which is a free app on both iOS and Android. A link is at the top of the description. You create a lineup within the budget and you score points based on how they do. What sets it apart is you pick a fresh team every game week and you can win prizes. They've got some completely free leagues to enter at the moment with prizes such as AirPods, Beats headphones and Premier League tickets. However, since you can play for money, it's 18+ only. Thanks again to Spitch. To download the app, simply hit the link at the top of the description. Enjoy the video. A quick look back at how Gameweek 29 went. At the time of recording, 64 points with 8 left to play, which is enough for a small green arrow to 578th. The arrow this week will be decided by Kane mostly, who's the most owned player that we don't own. We predicted that Broja would be benched, which was correct. Sadly, the decision was barely rewarded as Weghorst only got 1 more point than him. In reality, Saiz was the one we should have started, who kept a clean sheet against Everton. A late decision was made not to triple captain Salah, and with his effective ownership being just over 200%, the less he scores the better, despite captaining him. The other decision was made to sell Bowen for Kulusevski rather than James to Doherty, which so far has been the more beneficial decision. James's injury doesn't look too serious now either, and he's expected to be back for Gameweek 31. Before then, we've got Gameweek 30, which is a tricky game week this week with just 4 fixtures going ahead. Let's take a look at how the team's shaping up for Gameweek 30 and transfer plans this week. Ramsdale starts in goal for the game against Aston Villa. If you're not tripled up on Arsenal, it looks very sensible, as we also found out this week that Arsenal will double in Gameweek 33, assuming Man City beat Southampton in the FA Cup. Therefore, if you're selling a player who blanks, you could be gaining 2 extra fixtures over the next few game weeks by bringing an Arsenal player in. Saiz faces Leeds this game week at home. Wolves are 2 points from a Europa Conference League spot behind West Ham, and they face Spurs this week, so it's a big opportunity to move up to 6th. A win would also put them a point behind 5th. Over the season, Saiz has an expected goal involvement of 2.24 and Cody's is 1.64. There's not much to separate them, and in the end it was Cody who's done better recently after his game-winning goal in the Everton game. Tierney completes a slightly risky Arsenal double up in defence. It could be a game of fine margins where an Arsenal clean sheet could be a deciding factor as to whether the arrow is green or red. Since returning from injury in Gameweek 15, Tierney's averaging 6.25 points per game. His attacking numbers have however dropped off, which could be a consequence of some tactical tweaks by Arteta recently. There's no game for Trent or Salah this game week. Salah is likely to leave the team, which we'll discuss more towards the end. Rafinha faces Wolves this game week. If Saiz were to lose his clean sheet, we'll be hoping Rafinha's involved in the points. Although Gameweek 3 is currently shown as the Chelsea game for Leeds, they will blank that game week if Chelsea win their FA Cup game. If you're not planning to sell him before then, at the back of your head I would have him as a booked-in transfer in Gameweek 33 if it becomes a blank, as Leeds have Man City and Arsenal to also face on top of Chelsea before the end of the season. Saka faces Aston Villa, who've kept 3 clean sheets in their last 4 games. However, Villa's fixtures turn for the worse, with their next 4 opponents being Arsenal, Wolves, Tottenham and Liverpool. Over the season, Saka has an expected goal involvement of 10.2 XGI, which is the highest in that Arsenal team, second highest being Lacazette on 9.8 XGI. Another factor that could seal a green or red arrow in Gameweek 30 is the Tottenham vs West Ham game. In midfield would double up, so we need Spurs to score, neither of these two to be involved. Son could leave the team in Gameweek 31, as Kane's looked the better asset recently, having taken more shots and a higher expected goal involvement and a higher expected assist total. Kulusevski looks a bargain for 6.2 mil. He's played exactly 5 minutes and he has 2 goals and 4 assists. His height and physicality appears to have allowed him to settle straight in, so he looks much easier to hold and a better value pick than Son. Jimenez all of a sudden looks like a good pick for this game week. He was benched for Gameweek 27 and 28, so we feared the worst with issues elsewhere in the team such as Bowen. Fortunately he came back into the 11 and he scored in Gameweek 28, and in Gameweek 29 Hwang was withdrawn with an injury. So he looks likely to get minutes in this Leeds game. Longer term, Jimenez will be an easy sell as there's lots of budget strikers who could become great picks for double Gameweek 33, such as St Maximin or Adams. Meanwhile, Wolves are likely to blank. Broja's likely to leave the team this game week. He's got the captaincy here, but that's because his replacement will be getting the armband. He blanked for 5 games in a row before getting benched last match. He could still be a great pick, but the announcement of double Gameweek 31 for Burnley leaves the door open to sell him over Weghorst. On the bench it's Dubravka, James, Weghorst and Robertson. It looks like Weghorst will survive as they double in Gameweek 31 and 33, so it'd be silly to sell him now, which was the original plan. That said, their double Gameweek 31 isn't a great fixture pair, but he's their main man and he has 5 games over the space of 3 game weeks, so Broja will be the one to leave the team. The transfer plans this week are Salah to Barnes and Broja to Kane, who gets the captaincy. Barnes looks the best option in that Leicester side currently, and they of course don't blank in Gameweek 30, so these two moves from -4 allow us to field 10. Barnes hasn't blanked for 2 games in a row since Gameweek 5 and Gameweek 6, excluding games where he didn't play at all, and Leicester have the confirmed double Gameweek in 33, so the plan is to hold him until then. Kane is top for predicted points in Gameweek 30, so it's partly a move to reduce risk, however I do want him over Son longer term. So in Gameweek 31 the plan would be to bring Salah straight back in by selling Son and then selling Rafinha for Gordon. Everton have a decent double in Gameweek 31, so bringing him in will lessen the blow of the hit, and Lampard's been singing his praises recently. As always, I will post my final team on the channel and on Twitter. If you'd like to follow my team throughout the season, don't forget to hit subscribe. That wraps up today's video, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments how your Gameweek 29 went and what your plan is for Gameweek 30. See you soon for the next one.